Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Help Myself podcast. I am your host, John M. Singletary Sr. You know I got to put that senior in there because I got my junior over here, so y'all will hear him in the background doing what he do, but that's who I do it for. My co-pilot, John M. Singletary Jr., a.k.a. LJ, and you have tuned in to the world's most dangerous podcast. And why do we call it the world's most dangerous podcast? Is because we're putting the power where it belongs, and that's back in the hands of the people, and the people is you. You're dangerous, you're amazing, you're talented, all of these things. And so here at the Help Myself podcast, we want to make sure that we are encouraging you, inspiring you, and more importantly, empowering you to live your best life, your most purpose-filled life, your most incredible life. And speaking of purpose-filled and incredible, I have a guest today. I'm like super excited. I had so much more that I wanted to do in the introduction, but I don't even want to waste time. But let me do a little callback really quick. So season 2, we leveled up. You know, we were doing different guests. I had new equipment. I was struggling through the podcast because I was learning my new equipment. I wasn't feeling the energy. And then I reached out to this young lady that I've known for years. Like, she's a powerhouse. And when I tell you that she came on to the Help Myself podcast and flipped season 2 all the way up on its head, listen, I still go back and listen to that episode because she got it popping. She got it going, the energy flowing. Look, we never looked back after that episode. So me and her have been in conversation. We've been talking about getting back together because not only was she doing a lot back then, but she's leveled up her game 10 times, 100 times, infinity times since then. So I could go on and on and on, but let's bring to the stage Sierra Parker. She's a CEO, a boss, serial entrepreneur, mentor, community activist. She is a model and a role model for young women and men alike. She's doing it big. So without further ado, Sierra Parker.
Hey guys, thank you so much, John, for having me on and bringing me back. I really appreciate it. Thank you for not kicking me off for our many missed appointments.
Yeah, I was in my feelings when you stood me up, but
no.
I got over it. You know, I just shed a few tears. It was thug tears, though. You know, I shed a couple of thug tears. So how have you been? What's been going on since the last time we talked?
Listen, I have been amazing. There has been so much happening. I guess we'll start from the top. So you know that I have Sierra and the Girls Boutique. We recently have shut down for a month. We revamped. We have a new business partner, Nicole Holloway. So we are actually having our grand reopening July 9th. So it's now called Sneak Designer Boutique. So we are very excited to bring some awesome, classy looks, some edgy looks to the ladies of San Antonio and surrounding cities. So that's happening. We had another great year in Queening in My Purpose. We had a very successful Adopt a Senior program. This is our 3rd year with that program. So the city of San Antonio and surrounding cities really show out when it comes to supporting the high school seniors. It has been amazing. We were able to give 2 scholarships this year. So that was amazing. So we did a really good job with that. The community came together. I brought on two new board members to the cabinet. So we now have a team of 5 ladies. So it's myself, Rochelle, Nicole Holloway, LaShonda Hollins, and then we also have Carmelita Dilworth. So we're just very excited to continue pouring into the community and to bring more programs to the youth and also to women. So we're really using this last 3rd and 4th quarter of the year to revamp, get ready for 2023 so that we can do what we do best, which is pour back into the community and to be a safe haven for women and girls in our community. So we're excited.
You know, I'm sitting up here with this little smile on my face because, you know, you're all positive and, you know, we're doing this for the community, but you be coming for people's heads too.
Listen, you know what, John? It is not coming for people's heads. I just say what people are afraid to say. And the bottom line is, you know, people don't sign my checks. So, I don't need to monitor what I say or how I feel because I have an opinion, you have an opinion, and we can respect each other's opinion. I don't have to agree with you, and vice versa. But I say what needs to be said, and I just believe in speaking your mind and living out your truth. And I think if you know me, that's one thing I'm going to do is not candy coated for you. And I'm going to say what I want to say. And that's just what it is. And you will be surprised. Having that kind of freedom makes people really feel some type of way about you. Now, I will never hear about it because they know it would matter none for it to get back to me. But when you're that free in who you are, that's the freedom that people ultimately desire. You know what I mean? And so when they see somebody that can be that free and just walk in it and own it and not feel any way about it one way or the other, people can't stand that. And so I just, it is my prayer that women and men can live out their truth and walk in their freedom and not be handcuffed or imprisoned by the opinions of others. And I'm just not, clearly. I mean, when
right.
I'm the Caicos, you see that I'm not. Okay. So, and that's a whole nother thing. I definitely want to talk about that group, but yes, I do what I want.
Oh, look, that's why we brought you to talk about it all, but I had to, because I mean, you naturally just, you about your business and you about the people and you about the community. So that goes without saying, but that's a really key point that you're making there, is that people will look at you and they want to get their hands. I've been making the joke a lot. Like, I need to go find out where they're selling Audacity in bulk at Costco or something, because people seem to have all of it right now.
It's on sale.
It is on sale. It is on sale for the low. Because people are out here, hey, you can't say this, you can't do this. Sweetheart, I'm grown. All the bills in my house got my name on them. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I had to get into that because you came out all proper. Yes, we're about the community. I'm like, no, Sierra, you got to let them know.
Don't get it twisted now. I'm a little sophisticated from here time to time, but it's necessary. You need to be able to do it all. And, as much as I want to uplift the woman and empower the woman and all that, I will also come for your neck if you play with me. So,
we're going to get into that more. You got a lot of stuff, but respectfully, we ratchet and righteous over here. You know what I'm saying? Ask me what I am, all of it.
Correct. Everything you think I am, I'm that.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Listen, I'm not trying to convince you or anyone else that I'm anything you don't think. Whatever you think I am, I'm that. And I'm not going to convince you otherwise. It's not my job to change your opinion of me, because at the end of the day, John, whether you're doing all the right things they think that you should be doing or not, they're still going to have an opinion of you. So you might as well be happy and do what you want. Be free.
Exactly. They had to do a lot of work to jump to all the conclusions and make up all of the narrative that they did. So I'm going to honor their work and let them believe whatever they want to believe while I go on and continue to live my best life.
Absolutely. And you'd be surprised that people create a whole narrative about who they think you are just based on your social media appearance or what have you. And it's just like, that's a part of who I am, but it's really not the core of who I am. That's just a snippet of what I allow you to see. I share a lot of things on my social media. I share things that are funny, that I think are hilarious. Other people may think are offensive. I share things that I may agree with. Doesn't mean it's going on in my life. Oh, don't share something about a relationship. Ooh, what they going through? Nothing. I just agree with the post. So I just share. Like, if you're looking at my social media to dive into my personal life, you're going to be so misconstrued because it will tell you nothing about what's personally happening in my life.
I mean, if you ask me, your social media never misses. I tell you what, I'll be hollering. I'll be like, get him, Sierra, get him.
It's all fun. I enjoy it, the camaraderie. The debates, the fun banter, it's all in fun, and you have to allow people to have a platform to say what they want to say. And that's really what social media is. So
facts. Now, I know we may miss this, so I did want to talk about this.
Okay.
So, your son Parker started his own not-for-profit. So I want to talk about it because that is amazing. That people, this is a cheat code that, like Parker's an incredible kid, but just talk about it better than I can.
Okay, yeah. So Parker is an amazing kid. Anyone that knows Parker personally, I mean, he just has a real spirit about him that is just, it just has a calm. Like Parker can walk in a room full of chaos and just create a calm. And I have no doubt, I don't know what God's going to do with that just yet. I really don't. But I know something amazing is going to come from that. And anyone that has met him or knows him says the very same thing. Parker has always had a heart for people. He still does. He is very, I mean, he just believes in equality. He believes in helping others, just being there for other human beings. He believes in being a good person. So as Parker's been growing up all these years, we would drive and get a stoplight and there'd be a homeless person walk up to the car. And Parker's go-to phrase is, "Mom, do we have some change?" Always, without fail, right? Even to this day. And so I'll find whatever little change I may have and give it to him. And sometimes I didn't even realize he may have his own change on him. We're at a light, and I'm like, Parker, who is this stranger there when he's got the window down, sir? Like already do, And so anyway, that is his ministry. And we are actually we want to launch it. It's already started. We already have the nonprofit status, but just because of a lot of things that were happening this year, we weren't able to get it launched the way we wanted to. So we're actually taking this last third and fourth quarter, doing some branding, doing some marketing material so we can hop out in January full force with his first community initiative. So we're very excited about that. We're trying to get his little commercial together, just get everything together so we can get his whole brand locked in. But we will start out with doing bag lunches that we'll do around certain holidays initially, because obviously we have to fundraise and get funding, but he's very excited. I wanted to do something that was meaningful, something that he would enjoy taking part in. And this is it. He absolutely loves helping. So I cannot wait to see him in action at his first community service event, whether we're going under the bridge, giving back. I just can't wait to see him interact with other human beings that are actually in need. And so I'm very excited for that. Our whole family will be there. We all have our t-shirts. Homeless Lives Matter to Parker is the name of his organization. And so, like I said, you have to give your kids something to be a part of, something to feel have value and feel like it's of value. And I know that, excuse me, I know that Parker is going to do amazing things. So it's my hope that he takes it and runs with it, especially as he's getting older into high school. Right now, obviously mommy's managing every aspect of it, but I am going to start teaching him how to manage the administrative portion and the tax portion and all that. So in high school, I want him to be able to fully manage his own nonprofit and take some classes and to learn how to really elevate to that next level. So I'm excited for him. I can see it going through the roof, to be honest with you, as he grows and matures with it.
Now, y'all hear that Parker is not in high school. He's not 17, 18. He's not 21. Sierra is empowering her young. And as parents, I think sometimes, we try to hold on tight. I'm super guilty of it. I'm super guilty of it, I was just saying yesterday how I spoiled LJ, but, I'm just inspired by that example of empowering your child's vision. We hear it all through growing up. Train up a child in the way they should go. And then they found out, or they finally started talking about it. What it's really saying is figure out what your child's purpose, what their thing is, and then guide them along the path that they were created to go on, not train them to do what you want them to do. So, you had to understand that nuance. So that's really inspiring. But let's talk about, and shout out to Parker, anything that we can do here at the Help Myself podcast to be of assistance. I'm like, January, shoots. I might need to take a trip down to San Antonio and get out of this cold weather during January.
Yes, come on down. I will definitely give you the heads up of the first event. You and LJ are welcome. I have your t-shirts waiting so we can get going. We'll do a live broadcast from San
Antonio. Say less. No, definitely. But we got to talk about what originally made me reach out, and that's Queening in My Purpose, QIMP. I don't know what you heard about me. We got to talk about that.
Let's do it. So Queening in My Purpose, let's see. We're we're 4 years in, man. We are 4 years in, and I'm so proud of just how it's grown. How literally, John, it was literally a vision. Like, it was literally a thought that I shared with my best friend. I was like, you know what? I believe that every woman has a purpose, and some women don't know how to tap into their purpose. Some women don't know how to unveil their gift. Some women don't even feel like they have a gift, right? I want to create an atmosphere that women feel safe to come in, no matter if you're popping it in the club, right, to get your rent paid, or if you are walking into an executive building, whichever it may be. I still want to have a middle ground where you do not feel judged and you can come in and feel a part of something that's whole, no matter what. And I feel like we don't have enough of that. And I feel like a lot of women, and this is just what I see, right? A lot of women, I feel like we just we've lost our value. We've forgotten how valuable we are. And we have equated our value to a dollar amount, right? And I'm not trying to, play the guys and the guys versus women, but I'm just saying a wealthy man, or a man that has his stuff together, can easily get an attractive woman, and you may have nothing in common, and make her your wife just based on the fact that you have wealth. You have something to offer her, right? And the marriage may only be transactional, right? And it's just like, where did we as women forget our value? When do we?
I ain't scared. Talk about this.
You know what I mean? And so, and that's really what it. I just, we say all men are dogs. I'm saying we are just speaking from the woman. Most women, all men are dogs. They all cheat, blah, blah, blah. Well, we allow them to do those things because why? We know this is a married man, but he tells you he's going to pay your rent. He's going to put a little money in your pocket. Just let him come by 2-3 times a week, and we allow it. Right? I mean, so that man can't do that.
Yeah.
If you're not allowing it, is what I'm saying. And it goes vice versa. Not just men. You got some women that are married that will straight, proposition a man. It goes both ways.
It goes
right?
both ways.
So we allow it to happen. So when we sit here and talk about how men are dogs, no. All men are not dogs. All men are not players and this and that. We allow that to happen. If we stop allowing it, it can't take place anymore. But we do. So why do we fault men for doing only what we allow them to do? You know what I mean? If you had value and say, hey, no, you're a married man. I cannot do that. Right? I'm sorry. I'm unavailable. I can't do that. You're married. Get out my face. But you're not doing that.
That's the cheat code.
That is the cheat code. Yeah,
value.
I can go too deep into that, so I won't. I'll save that for a women's event. But you get where I'm going with that, right? So I just want the woman to get back on her throne and realize you hold all the keys. You hold the key. You are the incubator. You're the incubator. We talked about this in the last podcast, right? You're the incubator of life. So never forget how valuable you are. You only devalue yourself when you allow people to run amok in your life. And so,
That's
but anyway,
right there, the value thing. When you understand your value and what transaction is for you and what transaction is not for you, and it's value. And when people diminish their value on dollar amounts or on status, or kind of like how you introed it, what other people think, correct. Like just how miserable would you be if you muted yourself because other people didn't like it? And people are miserable because they translate their value into something that doesn't speak to their heart, their spirit, their soul, who they really are, but what somebody else has said it should be. And so you go out and you have these transactional, I'll accept this in my marriage because they're going to talk about me if I get divorced, or they're going to talk about me if I'm single, or value, man. Look, I grew up around all women, so and I still have learning to do. So I was telling somebody else, one of the keys to being an ally is to learn how to shut up and listen.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna share something with you, and I'm gonna challenge you to if you need to edit this later on. I'm reading a book. Okay. And I actually shared it with my best friend, and we're reading it together. But the title can throw you off, but it's very much about what the title is. However, there's such great material in here that just talks about prioritizing what's important and what's not. So I'm going to share this book. I'm not going to say it on your podcast, but
come on now, that's one of my favorites. Hold on,
okay, well, hey, well, listen, I don't even have to talk to you about it. I'm in it right now. And I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to steal some of the talking points out of there, and for my next women's.
So that's that one's Mark Mason, right?
Yes.
Here's another one that I highly suggest. This guy's on the same stuff.
Oh yes, okay, all right. Shoot that to my inbox.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
No, I love that book. I read that book about 4 years ago, and I mean, it's gonna take you for a loop. When you get to that end part, he's gonna take you for a loop. It's gonna mess you up. It's gonna mess you up.
But I'm just saying to say this. You have to live a life that's pleasing to you. You have to live a life that makes you genuinely happy. Do not imprison yourself by allowing expectations of what you think others think you should be doing to hold you captive. Man, like I said, and when you find someone that doesn't live that way, people that live that way build this image or almost hate against that person because they wish that they could be that free. You know what I mean? They wish they could be that free. Case in point, I don't mean to talk about church folks, but I'm just going to go there for just 2 seconds, right? So case in point, you have saints in the church, okay, that may dress a certain way to come to church or what have you. And, they're married to a deacon or whatever the case is. And you're judging the one that comes in may not be dressed as appropriate or what have you. You're judging, turning your nose up at that person, but you sleeping around in the church.
You don't say that. You look the part, but man,
you know what I mean?
It ain't none of the part on the inside.
And then you're gonna clench your pearls. Well, I can't believe she. What? And that amongst other things are what keep a lot of sinners out of the church. That want to come and be closer to God, but it keeps a lot of people away because they don't want to be judged. And we're supposed to be in the most unjudgmental place, and yet that's not the way it really is. You have a lot of elders in the church that pass a lot of judgment on the younger generation because you already know it's a very different time. It's a very different time, and so I just wish that people will walk it like they talk it. But very well with me, what you see is what you get. I'm not going to be this person over here and that person over here. I am who I am at all times. I don't care if I'm in front of the deacon, the pastor, the first lady, the president, or if I'm in front of somebody in the trap. I'm the same, and I believe that is what makes me who I am, is that I'm relatable and I can sit in any room. There's no room that intimidates me or no room that I cannot sit in and be who I am. And I just encourage people, not just women, people, be who you are. Be who you are. Nobody is going to be as amazing as you because you are authentically you. Stop comparing yourself to other people because people post their wins on social media. Let's be clear.
Facts. Yeah.
And so you're comparing yourself to something that's uncomparable. You're comparing your real life to all the wins that are being posted on social media. They're not going to post the losses.
Why you trying to compare your Tuesday afternoon at 2:00 at work to my 3-week vacation?
Correct. You know what I mean? And so it's just an unrealistic comparison. But you have to keep that in mind that people are not posting their L's. They're posting all the wins, And so you don't let social media be your measuring stick. My word, you can drive yourself literally into a vicious cycle if you allow social media and all the wins that are posted on social media to be your measuring stick of where you think you should be because you're this old. I should be here in life already. Says who? So I just, I could go on and on. We could do a conference on this thing, but I'm just like, I wish you guys would just live and be free and enjoy, be good to people, worry about what's going on in your household, because I tell you what, your grass ain't gonna grow looking over in my yard. It's just not. Your grass is not gonna grow looking over in my yard or going. And this is the thing. I have people literally that will not share. They will not share anything that I post. They will not like it. But I see their order come up on my boutique. I'll be like, Lord, look at this right here. Hey, but am I mad? Absolutely not. That's your social media page. I see your order though.
I be getting people like that all the time. They be like, I saw your little post. I'm like, I ain't never seen you like nothing, huh?
And your little post. I saw your little post.
No, that's a whole word, because the grass is greener where you water it. You know, so
and that's why they're not watering it. They hating on how green your grass is. They're not even they're not tending to their yard. They looking over hating on your grass. They probably put some, that's probably fake grass. So it's like, if you spent the time that you do analyzing my grass, tending to your own grass, I promise it'll grow. I promise it will. Water yourself for a second. And that's what we're not doing enough of. I see a lot of individuals not taking the time to water themselves. You know, you have
right. They're not going to on vacations to the beach.
I'm not fooling with you today. I'm not fooling with you today.
They're not watering themselves.
They're not. They're not. You gotta embody that. You gotta submerge yourself in that water. But I'm telling you, speaking of that, I do want to talk about that. So I have started a travel group. I am not a travel agent. Let me put that out there for folks. I'm not a travel agent, guys, at all. Okay. I just love to travel and have a good time. And a part of, as an extension of my brand, I also wanted to create an atmosphere for women that of all calibers, right? Maybe a single mom that may have 3 kids and may make X, Y, and Z, $40,000 a year, that may think I could never make it to Turks and Caicos because I just don't have the money to do it, right? Versus someone that can pay the amount up front in full, right? I created this travel group because I wanted to be able to give 1 year for any individual, any woman. You don't have to know anybody in the group to be able to take an exotic vacation that you may not think you're able to take. Right. And so we break it up into you can pay it monthly, you can pay it all at one time or what have you, but it all has a due date. But I'm not a travel agent, but I do incur the cost of doing the Airbnb up front. And then whoever's going to sign up for the trip, they are able to pay me in monthly payments or however they need to pay. And it creates an atmosphere, creates an opportunity for women that may, again, have thought they would have never been able to take such a trip to be able to do that. And so I was so proud to have our very first one be successful. We went to Turks and Caicos. We had an amazing time. I flooded your timeline with pictures. And so next year we're going to Cabo. And I'm just excited to continue doing this annually. So if you are a lady, you don't have to live in San Antonio. You can come from wherever. We had ladies coming from Atlanta, Seattle, all over. You guys can welcome to join us. It's a private group called We Travel and Whatnot on Facebook. So find me on Facebook and I can add you into the group. You can definitely join us. I know that we're going to Greece in 2024. We're going to Cabo in 2023. And it's going to, and I love to do very, like MTV Cribs houses. Okay. Like you need to really feel like this is an experience, and I let you make it your own. We do about 2 activities as a group. We do a dinner or brunch, and then we do a photo shoot. After that, the vacation is yours. If you just want to sit and enjoy the house, enjoy the house. If you want to go out and about, go out and about. But we definitely want it to be your own. So follow us, join us, ladies. If you have not heard about it, and go visit our group, go visit our Instagram. It's We Travel and Whatnot. We had an amazing time. So my little shameless plug.
I'm gonna have to put that up there. We Travel and Whatnot.
Yes. Matter of fact, I'll put it here in the chat for you. Go ahead and tag one of our pictures on there when you post this. Make sure you put one of our photos of our last trip. I just posted them. But yeah, we have a great time. We have a great time.
Is there any limits on which pictures to share?
No, you share whatever you want to share. If it's on me, it's already out there.
Man, y'all listen. I ain't even into the beach like that, but man, y'all look like y'all was having a good time. And one of the things I want to do is encourage dudes to do.
You should start a male group. I'm challenging you. Oh, I just put that on your plate. I am challenging you to start a male version of this group. And I'm telling you, you would be surprised how many guys just need a group of guys just to travel, just want to travel, but their homeboys may not be able to come, so they don't know anybody else. And that's what it is. I don't know. Some of these women I met for the first time. I'm challenging you, John, to create a group. If you like to travel, you enjoy getting out once a year. Once a year. You can do once a year. I'm going to check him out next year. I'm going to come interview him next year and see if he did it.
Not only is she going to challenge me, but she's setting up accountability processes.
Yes. Because I know if anybody can do it, you can do it, John. And I know that men trust you. And that's another thing. You have to be someone that people trust to follow. You know what I mean? So it's just not just a girl putting together. No, you have to be somebody that people trust and want to join in with. You know what I mean? Like, people don't like drama and nonsense. There's none of that happening. So John, I believe if anybody could do it for the guys, you could make it happen. And I would love to look up and see a group of guys coming from all kinds of places that are able to travel, have their cigars, just have a good time. And it just be about brotherhood. Nothing more than that. Traveling the world, seeing things they never thought they could see. I'm challenging you, John.
Very reluctantly, challenge accepted. We're going to get some brothers. We're going to go to Bali. We're going to go to Lagos, Accra.
Yes, I believe you can do it because you are a guy that, I know that men look up to. A lot of men look up to you, John. A lot of men trust you and they trust your wisdom and your advice. And you know what I mean? So I believe that men would not hesitate to go to the end of the world with you. So.
Yeah. Some people think we just chatting, but you got so much going on. We got time, but I don't want to forget this. We need to talk about Road to the Hamptons.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm so excited. Cameron and I have been dating for it'll be 4 years, August 4th. And the funny thing is, I told Cameron, just about a year and a half ago, I was like, listen, I'm not going to be your 5-year girlfriend. I'm letting you know that right now. So we already knocking on 3 years. And if you don't know, if we're just not on the same page, he's like, what you mean? We are on the same page. So let me tell you how strategic he is now, John. I said, I'm not going to be your 5-year girlfriend, right? So he waited till we got to the 4-year mark or heading towards the 4-year mark to ask me to marry him. So now I'm your fiance. But
the wedding is right before.
Yeah. I said, oh, this joker is slick. Isn't he good? We're excited. Hopefully you will become. Oh, I know. Never mind. No, hopefully you will be there, John. Next.
I told you I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
The thing that's up in the air, but I don't think it's up in the air. I'm gonna speak this in existence. I'm gonna have a +1.
I won't put your business out there, but since
look,
hey, I love him speaking. Bring him. I cannot wait.
It ain't about putting my business. First off, I deserve love.
You do.
And the person I'm interested in, I'm proud of her. Ain't no shame. Like, listen, once I get her permission, y'all gonna be sick of me.
John, I cannot wait. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. And I tell people, Sierra, so what's your wedding going to be like? I said, it's going to be very Sierra. and that should tell you enough. It's going to be very Sierra. You're going to have an amazing time. I do want the adults to be able to have a great time at the reception. So we will be there'll be childcare services right across the hall. So if you're bringing your kids, there will be no kids permitted into the reception. But if you're bringing your kids, there's childcare right across the hall. So you can literally walk across the hall and go check on your little one or whatever, your teenager, whoever. But it's going to be a great time. We're going to have an amazing time. I'm very excited, very proud. If you're not following our Instagram, Road to the Hamptons, be sure that you are. Our wedding website will be coming out here in a couple of weeks. Daryl, shout out to Daryl Edwards. He did our engagement photo shoot.
That's my guy, man. He
done
photos of me too, man.
I met Daryl when I was 18. I was 18 years old when I met Daryl. And I was even younger when I met you, John. I think I might have been like 13, 14. I was even younger when I met John. But anyway, yeah, I met Daryl at Wells Fargo when I was 18 years old, and we have been like thick as thieves ever since. And
oh man, I feel even older because see, I knew Daryl. He was part of that East Central High School team back in the early '90s. That oh man, him, Stacy, they were filling up the hoop, man. So I've known him for going on 30 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Small world. But great guy. He does a lot for me, especially with the nonprofit. He does a lot of our photo shoots for the nonprofit. And he's just an amazing guy. I really enjoy having him as a business partner as well. But yes, it's going to be a great time. Very excited. Cameron and I are excited. I can't wait to release our website next couple weeks here. So I'll be looking for that. But yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Definitely. Shoes. We might have to do some on-site stuff from the wedding. Like,
hey, I'm
down. No children involved. Sound like you might have a couple of drinks that I like out there.
I will.
I'm a brown guy. I like brown.
I got you covered. It's gonna be a good time though. So come with your dancing shoes on. Let your hair down. You already know, free to be whoever you want to be for that night. Enjoy yourself, and that's what it's about. So,
man, no, that is exciting. And you gave us the light version, but I mean the run up, man. I saw Road to the Hamptons. I said, "Ooh, man, let me RSVP now." You know.
Hey, it's gonna be a good time, man. Listen, I told Cameron I want you to have a good time at your bachelor party, whatever the boys have planned for you. So you may be getting an invite to that too. I don't know. But anyway,
they might not want no geriatric folks at the, Look, if it's going on after 10, don't invite me. We got to start early.
Listen, I'm telling John, I don't go out either. I am tired I am on it from morning to evening. I'm pounding it. So when it's like 9:30, I'm like, dude, I am spent. Like, I'm telling you, they think that, working on the computer, it's not. No, listen, I have like 5 PCs in here and I am on all of them. So it's just, being mentally fatigued is far worse than being physically drained. But we're going to have a good time, John. You know that already. So I cannot wait to see you guys there.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm excited too. So we talked about Queening in My Purpose. We talked about Parker. We talked about Road to the Hamptons. Let's talk about your entrepreneurial. We talked about we travel and whatnot. So you can lay down the gauntlet for me, put work on my tell you over here. Ain't cook nothing over here but putting stuff on my plate.
Entrepreneurial. I'm actually working on something now that I am hoping to release here in the next few months. New business line. You know me, I'm also, like you said, serial entrepreneur. But you know what I can say is that anything that I do business-wise, John, it is a passion, right? Because if it's not a passion, it's a part-time job, and that's not what I'm in it for. Anything that I do that's outside of my 9 to 5, it needs to be a passion because it's going to feel like a part-time job, and I won't do it with love. And so currently, I have I'm Sierra Parker. The brand LLC is the umbrella brand for Sneak Designer Boutique, Queening in My Purpose nonprofit, C-Lux Brows. So I do have a brow bar. I think I don't know if we talked about that last time, but I have a powder ombre brow, and I'm a PMU artist and instructor. So I also certify other artists to become a PMU artist. So that's there. And then this next thing I love dearly. So I will come back again at a later time and talk to you about that. But I also help other businesses market and brand their businesses. So I have a lot of small business clients that I help brand their business, because you have a lot of people that have businesses and they know how to run the day-to-day business, but they don't really understand the importance of marketing and branding and having a brand about yourself. So I do that as well, and that's under iDesign by I Am Sierra Parker, the brand. And so I love helping other entrepreneurs brand and organize their business so that they can have a polished look when it comes to social media. So,
man, so now the big question comes: what do you not do?
well, I don't sell ass, so that I don't do that. I don't do that. But anything else? So that's why I can't come
You
on
heard it here first on the Help Myself podcast.
That's why I can't come on here fooling with him. He makes me act out. He makes me act out. But I am going to actually pull you into something, because I actually need your help with something. I really love your setup with your podcast. And I have, if you remember, I had Tea Time with QIMP that I have paused because I really want to completely revamp and rebrand that. And
well,
so
I've added producer to my hat. So I produce. I'm actually going to work on an ebook for setting up podcasts and all that. So I got you. Hit me up, man. Let's work.
Yes, I need your help with that. I need the full whelm, the full polished look, because I am ready to relaunch my podcast. And I don't know if it's going to relaunch under QIMP or not, because I like to talk about what I like to talk about. And so you have to keep, you got to keep some things separate. You understand? And
yes, I do understand,
So I don't think it's going to come back under QIMP. I do believe it will come back under the brand, but not under Queenie of My Purpose. I think it's just going to be under I Am Sierra Parker, the brand LLC. That kind of takes the handcuffs off just a little bit, so I can talk about what I want to talk about. So anyway,
I think that's vital, because you got a personality that doesn't need to be, you need to talk about what you're talking about.
Correct.
I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about.
Yes, but hit dogs holler every time, John. Every time. I'm like, man, these dogs are hit, because they take it personal. So, but yes, I'm excited to get that relaunched, and I'm hoping I can get with you and we can get this done to be ready to launch in January of 2023. So that is a goal of mine.
Say less. That's easy work.
Okay, awesome. Yes. But I appreciate you for always thinking of me and bringing me back on to kind of run my mouth and talk about what is new, what is happening. I'm just excited. This next year is going to be amazing. We are hoping to actually get into Dream Week. QIMP will be doing something in Dream Week this year, so I will definitely keep you abreast of that. So we are going to be making a bigger imprint in the community come 2023. So we're excited about that.
Well, we can't let you go without some final words, final thoughts. You got to break us off something, man. Last year, you broke us off. I was just like, I quit podcasting. I can't even do another episode after this. Still one of my highest rated episodes. But just leave us with some game before you go, because I know you're a busy woman. But
okay, let's see, with some game. Let's see. All right. So this is something I've actually shared before, but something I want to reiterate, especially moving into your next season and your next level, right? There's a time for advice. There's time for free advice. And then there's also time for consultations. Okay. Don't let your friends use you up. Charge their ass and add tax. All right. Hey, listen, all I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong with giving free game. There's nothing wrong with sharing your insight, sharing your knowledge, but there's a time for that, right? So when you have someone consistently calling you about the same things, that's now a consultation. All right. So if you are a business owner and someone's always calling you for advice about business, the first time, okay. Second and third time, this is a consultation. So, never forget that your time is money. And so always ensure that you are that you are putting a price on your time that is worthy for you, because it was not free for you to go through and bump your head. So again, first time may be free game. Second and third time, that's a damn consultation. Put that price on that, all right? And don't be afraid to do it. So don't let your friends use you up, honey.
That's a conversation we need to have in our community. That's a friendship tip right there, because I think what's even sadder is that you level up, because that's absolutely, listen, that I know people that are less talented, less charismatic than me and you. There are people that don't have as much charisma as you got in your pinky toe, but they charging 5 figures for a consultation. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get their time unless you bring in 3 zeros and a number in front of that.
Correct.
And people expect to have access to you and all the things that you're doing, the success that you've had, the bumps and this, that, and the other. And I think our friends, it needs to get to the point. So, like, you know, you be keeping me plugged in.
Right.
But, like.
And he's agreeing. He's like, yes, Dad, you're right.
Yeah, as friends, we need to see that in each other, man. That's a shame that you got somebody that had the potential to be this, but you want to hold them to this level because it's convenient for you. But imagine how convenient for me it would be if I push you and, you know, you do some consulting for me. I pay you what you're worth. I refuse to take it as a hookup because I value your time. And then you blow up, and you in good standing.
Right.
Me investing in you and believing in you benefits me more than me trying to take advantage of you.
Correct. Because case in point, see how I just asked John, hey, you got this podcast thing down. I need your help. Right? Automatically in your mind thinking, oh, that's her friend. You know, they're going to, you know, yeah, granted, that is my friend. But guess what? It's also his expertise that he has taken the time to take the bumps in the road to learn how to do. So absolutely, I'm going to say, okay, tell me what your price is to help me get this set up, because this is still your time. You took the time to bump your head. I'm going to come through and get the polished version and up and going. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what people miss when it comes
you going to get the polished, shiny version. Like, you going to have the juice.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. But yeah, guys, listen, your time is valuable, right? And so, you know, protect your peace. That's also something I want to share with you. Protect your peace at all costs. If it's not adding value, it's taking. And I don't know about you, but I can't afford a lot of losses. And so you want to be around people that are inspiring you, that are empowering you, people that are happy to see you walk in the room, right? And so just be sure that as you're leveling up, as you're growing, that you are monitoring your circle, because some people want to have access to you just to get a front row seat to when they think that your downfall is coming. So be mindful of who you keep around you. And as you are climbing and elevating, you'll start to see that circle close in and get smaller. And that's okay. And sometimes it can be a lonely place, but you have to start to normalize isolation, because God protects and isolates things that are of value. You understand? The more people you have around you, you got, am I that valuable? Everybody can access me. Everybody can access me, right? Everybody can't access me. Everybody can't hang out with me. Everybody can't go with me. You understand? So as you are leveling up and as you are elevating, you're going to see your circle get a lot smaller. You're going to find yourself isolated a lot, because God needs to be able to talk to you directly. When you got too many people around you, you can't hear him, because all you hear is a crowd cheering you on, telling you how great you are. You understand? So I keep myself isolated so I can keep my vision clear. When you have too many people around you, your vision becomes cloudy and all you hear is the fans. I don't need the fans. God already told me I'm great. You guys just get a glimpse of what I already know I am. So, and that's that. And I said
that. Look, I'm gonna be pumping up your socials and your contact. It's so much, you know. I tried to get a couple of your Instagrams. So
you did. You got them. I appreciate it. Thank
but
you so
much. We're gonna get the travel group and all of that. And thank you so much.
Thank you for
coming on to the show. And that was the perfect thing you said to close it. Listen, because this is how we close the Help Myself podcast every time. Look, and LJ's excited too. But look, I can't help myself. I've got to inspire. I've got to encourage. I've got to empower. But I can help myself by being the absolute best version of myself. And you can too. So guess what? We are going to do it together. Thank you again, my sister.
I appreciate you.
And you know what it is. We're going to be in touch, you know. So we're going to work this out. Plus, you know, me and my plus one going to be it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, cheers to the +1.
There you go. There you go. Well, we out, y'all. Enjoy your evening, and we'll talk next time.
Bye.
I can't help myself.